G'day everyone, welcome back. So we're going to do a whole bunch of small things this week. So it's also going to be my first summery day today. So we've got the sun blaring. It's in the morning now and it's already 30 odd degrees. So we're going to get up to 37. There's no wind at all, so it's so sweaty and sticky. So we're going to do as much as we can. Try not to get sunburned. I'm going to remember my sunscreen today. We're going to do a whole bunch of small jobs. So a couple little bits in the cockpit here. Got this companionway to do, got the ladder to fix up, so a whole bunch of little things I'm going to try and get done. So let's see how we go and let's get some jobs done. Alright, the camera keeps overheating because it's so hot out here today. So I've finished cutting this board. It's pretty easy, just a board. I've cut out these holes here to match the legs of that little ladder there. So also popped a couple of these bits of scrap that I had laying around, and they're going to act as anchors to sort of wedge so that can no longer slide. So pop that in there, can't pull it anymore. Now let's move this ladder in place. Fits nicely. And now, if I went to go up and down this ladder, that's not going to slide out anymore. So sort of anchored. So if you're working with somebody, generally you get them to foot the ladder, and that's essentially what this plate, this little piece of wood is doing. It's footing the ladder so it can't kick out. So there's one little job done. Now I'm going to clean up in here. I've got bits of mirror that I was using to inspect underneath places that I've painted. So don't need that anymore. Clean it up a little bit, and I'm going to put a rubber mat down on here so that when I'm coming through here, the rubber mat is going to take any dirt off before I bring it into the boat here. I already see some dusty footprints sort of coming up already. We don't want to make this boat any dirtier now that we're getting it to a stage that it needs to stay nice and clean. So I'm going to put the rubber down in there, and doing some work up in the cockpit there. I'm going to need to pull it out every now and then, but that's not going to be hard. It's just a rubber mat, but nice to have a little doormat. It's going to take all the dirt away. So let's cut that up. I'm not even gonna bother cutting it, I reckon. It sticks up a little bit at the ends, but it's not a tripping hazard. And when we're finished, I mean, I've still got to paint underneath, but when we're finished, we might be putting a timber deck on here, and we'll just be chucking this away. And it could be a good mat in my workshop at home or something. So there's no point cutting it down just so that's a little bit neater there and a little bit neater there. It doesn't really hurt anyone, but that's going to be nice grippy. It's going to stop me from carting a lot of stuff into the boat, so that was the main goal. So, you know, that saves me 20 minutes of work cutting it down, but yeah, happy that's done. So it's a little bit better than it was. Another step forward. You may have noticed in the background that I have done a bit of work here. You might be able to see that the companionway slide is on. So we've got that little handle that we made here. It slides back pretty nice. It's cavity slid, so it sort of runs on these tracks. Got some polyethylene sort of runners in here. Nothing can rust, so it's nice and sturdy. And it just closes nicely. and then open it. Okay, looks pretty good. Not expecting a lot of water to come in here because, you know, we've got this massive dodger, goes all the way around. You can get a wave to come over the back, no problem, but you know, it's a long distance. But in here, I have made it so that it slopes back this way a little bit, and there will be a drain that drills into the bottom of that, and that just drops into the bilge. But not expecting a lot of water, but I am preparing for water. But that is installed. Now, to finish this off, to install it, it didn't get installed very easily. I didn't film it because I had to get my brother down here to help me because it was too heavy to hold up at the same time as drilling holes, tapping holes and bolting it in. So I got my brother to give me a hand, and I didn't know if people want to be on camera, so I don't really shove a camera in their face. So I didn't film it, but it is up. But to get it on, we'll go down the stairs. To get it on, I made these a little bit too tight. Sorry, these little wings that I welded on. So to get it in there, I had to actually hit it with a hammer, which is not ideal. So I have to sand these back and repaint this so that you know, it doesn't rust. So that's another job I'm going to tackle today. But I'm pretty happy with the whole concept of having this cavity slide. If I step back a bit, you can see that it's going to be within the roof structure, and I'm going to have a hole drilled in here with a fitting tube that comes down into the filters down there. So I'm pretty happy with it. Now I'm going to use this angle grinder with a sanding attachment to just take all the flaky paint off. Take all this bit that I've hit with a hammer off. I know it's going to make a little bit of a mess, but I've got the vacuum cleaner out already, so we'll mitigate it as much as we can and then do a quick tidy up afterwards. So let's get it sanded. Alright, last job this fortnight is a big one. I've got to lift all the flooring up again and glue this rubber down. So last fortnight I attempted to do this. I didn't have enough rubber. I've now bought another few rolls here. So I should have enough. However, it was also hard because although like this is all like curly and whatnot because it's been rolled up, I didn't have any weights to put on them. So, but now that I've cut the flooring out, I can glue it down and then gently put the floor on top of it, which is going to weigh it down, press it down onto the stringers. So let's start gluing some of this down. I might start with some of the smaller bits, like the floor, just to get my flow going real nice, and then get to the harder, bigger pieces in the main saloon here. While I've got the floor up, you see there's a bit of a lip there. It's because when I bolted a stringer going across here, it has some normal bolts which stick up, so that's lifting this sheet. I need to put countersunk screws in here. I didn't have them at the time, but while the floor is up I can get that done too. So, not looking forward to this, but got to be done. Don't want a lot of noise while walking on the floor. Want a nice cushion, so that's why we put the rubber down. So let's get that glued on. So I got the first board up. We'll cut these rubber strips down, glue them on, place the board on top so they don't move or anything, and yeah, we'll get that looking good. Alright, so you know, that's not a very exciting week. We've got a few little jobs done, but been putting them off for a while and they had to be done, you know, so I can move on to other things. So I like that we got that the foot done, got the cockpit rubber mat in, and we put the rubber down on all the floors. So yeah, it's a lot of hard work. You know, it's a lot of hot days now. We've finally got out of the wet weather. So now that we got a bit of sun, next week I'm going to look at moving on outside the boat. So going to be doing parts of the cockpit. It's I'm going to drill the holes with all the studs for the windows and try and weld all the studs in. Then we're going to try and pretty it up a bit and you know, just get a nice undercoat on. Not sure if I'll get it painted next fortnight, but we'll try, and that's the aim. We'll try and get it painted, but let's see how we go. So everyone leave a comment. I see you've got a lot more views lately, so yeah, appreciate everyone tuning in. But yeah, definitely leave a comment because it helps, and we'll see you guys in another fortnight. Thanks everyone.